progressions and loading patterns, right? It's important and helpful when it comes to working with any new client or trying to teach a client a new exercise to kind of have a method and a pattern of how are you going to start to load this movement, right? An easy one for us to think about and look at, because I'm sure you're going to use it with clients, you probably use it yourself, is a squat pattern, right? How do we want to start to load that? Let's say we've gotten someone to really drive from the hips and they're starting to get the technique, and now we want to start to add some resistance, right? So what do? Do you go right to a bar onto the back? I'm gonna say for most people you probably shouldn't, right? Because it's all about position of load on the body. And if you really think about it, lever-wise, as I start to place that weight on the back, first thing that happens as my hips go back is it starts to bring my body forward. Not to say it's a bad thing. If you've got clients who have back squatted in the past, cool, that's great, throw them into that. But if you have a client who has not, and maybe it's not the most appropriate version, so think about that. So for me, the first thing that I'm gonna do is front load the body. All right, when it comes to loading patterns, you wanna think about what types of loading or how I add weight into the exercise are not only going to give them more bang for their buck, right, early on, right, if I wanna get a client to get more core training out of an exercise, whatever that might be, and also help them to get into better positions. So you may have a client who maybe when they squat, right, we've got this forward lean because of some flexibility, but the moment I go and I put a weight into their hand, right, whether it's a medicine ball or a kettlebell or even a dumbbell, is I'm pushing that weight out in front, or even just having that weight in front of my body allows me to sit further back. So something like that, right, front loading the body first allows me to really groove that motor pattern before I progress to something back loaded. So we can apply it for other exercises as well, but just think about that, having this routine and pattern. That way when it comes to training multiple clients the same day, long term, there's a method to the madness and you know you're doing the right thing for your clients.